You think socializing makes you smarter, right? What if I told you the opposite is true? That every conversation, every party, every social gathering is secretly making you dumber. It sounds crazy, but the ancient philosopher Diogenes knew this secret 2,000 years ago. He lived in a barrel, snubbed Alexander the Great, and believed society was a trap for the mind. Today, we'll uncover why he thought this, and how modern science is starting to prove him right. What you're about to hear will change how you see every single interaction you have. Diogenes wasn't just some eccentric who hated people. He was a brilliant philosopher with a radical idea. He believed that society forces us to conform. We adopt group opinions, we simplify our thoughts to be understood, and we prioritize fitting in over thinking critically. Think about it. When you're with friends, do you share your deepest, most complex thoughts? Or do you talk about the latest show, sports, or gossip? We perform for others. We wear a social mask. And that mask, according to Diogenes, suffocates our true intelligence. He chose a barrel over a palace because he valued his mind more than his comfort. He saw that true wisdom wasn't found in the crowd, but in solitude. But this isn't just ancient philosophy. Let's look at the science. There's a phenomenon called groupthink. It's what happens when a group's desire for harmony overrides a realistic appraisal of alternatives. People stop thinking for themselves. They suppress dissent. They follow the leader, even when the leader is clearly wrong. This has led to historical disasters, from bad political decisions to corporate failures. Your brain, in a group setting, literally starts to shut down its critical thinking faculties to align with the consensus. It's a survival mechanism. But survival isn't the same as intelligence. It's the path of least resistance. And here's a shocking detail. A study published in the Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society found that individuals in a group can actually experience a drop in their functional IQ. That's right. The simple act of interacting with others can temporarily lower your problem-solving abilities. Researchers observed that in groups, people tend to rely on imitation and social cues rather than independent reasoning. Your brain offloads the hard work of thinking onto the group, making you individually less capable. So, the next time you're in a brainstorming meeting, you might actually be getting dumber by the minute. Diogenes knew this without any modern science. He saw people copying each other's behaviors, repeating the same empty phrases, and called it what it was, a form of mental slavery. So, how does this process work? It's all about cognitive load. Socializing is incredibly demanding on your brain. You have to read body language, interpret tone of voice, remember names, recall past conversations, and formulate your own responses in real time. All of this drains your mental energy. That energy, that cognitive resource, is finite. When you spend it all on navigating social complexities, you have less left for deep, focused thought. It's like trying to solve a complex math problem while juggling. You might be able to do both, but you won't do either very well. Diogenes chose to drop the juggling act. He preserved all his mental energy for one thing, the pursuit of truth. Now for something you probably do every single day. Small talk. How are you? Nice weather. Busy day. It seems harmless, right? But Diogenes would have called it poison for the mind. Small talk is the ultimate form of conforming. It's a script. We say the expected things, not the true things. It's communication without content. Every moment you spend on small talk is a moment you're not engaging in deep thinking, questioning assumptions, or exploring a new idea. It's the mental equivalent of eating junk food. It fills you up without providing any real nourishment. The more you do it, the more your brain gets accustomed to shallow, superficial thinking. It literally rewires your neural pathways to prefer the easy and meaningless over the difficult and profound. Let's take this a step further. Social media. It's socializing on steroids. Every like, share, and comment is a tiny burst of social validation. Platforms are designed to trigger our need for approval. We post what we think will get a positive reaction, not what we truly think. We're constantly curating a public image, a brand. This isn't just a performance. It's a 24/7 job for your brain. The pressure to maintain this digital persona creates immense cognitive strain. You're not just conforming to a small group of friends anymore. You're trying to conform to the perceived expectations of hundreds or even thousands of people. Diogenes would have looked at a smartphone and seen the most sophisticated prison ever designed, a prison we willingly carry in our pockets. And here's a disturbing fact about our digital lives. Studies on multitasking show that constant notifications and context switching, jumping from an email to a text to a social media feed, shatters our ability to concentrate. This is called attention residue. Even after you switch tasks, a part of your brain is still thinking about the previous one. Constant socializing, especially online, means our minds are permanently fragmented. We lose the ability for deep work, the state of flow where real breakthroughs and insights happen. Diogenes' barrel wasn't just a home. It was a fortress against distraction. It was a space designed for uninterrupted, singular focus. In our world, that kind of space is almost impossible to find. So what happens when we remove ourselves from this constant social pressure? This is where the story gets really interesting. Throughout history, many of the greatest minds sought solitude. Tesla, Einstein, they all had periods of intense isolation where they did their most groundbreaking work. Solitude is not loneliness. It's a chosen state of being alone with your thoughts. It's in these moments of quiet that your brain can finally connect the dots. It can access deeper parts of your consciousness. You start to hear your own voice instead of the echoes of others. This is what Diogenes was chasing. He wasn't antisocial. He was pro-mind. He understood that to build something truly great within yourself, you first have to shut out the noise of the world. Think about the structure of our lives. School, work, family. It's all built around the group. We're taught to collaborate, to be team players. And while collaboration has its place, we've forgotten the value of individual contemplation. We've come to see solitude as something negative, something to be avoided. We pathologize it as loneliness. But what if it's the most essential ingredient for intelligence? What if the real problem isn't the person who enjoys being alone, but the society that can't stand to leave them be? Diogenes was a rebel because he dared to be alone in a world that demanded constant connection. He was showing everyone that the emperor, in this case society, had no clothes. So, how can we apply this ancient wisdom in our hyperconnected world? I'm not telling you to go live in a barrel, but we can create our own modern-day barrels. It starts with being intentional about your social interactions. Ask yourself, is this conversation nourishing my mind, or is it draining it? Is this interaction based on truth, or is it a performance? It means scheduling time for solitude, just as you would schedule a meeting. Time to think, to read, to walk, to just be with your own thoughts without any external input. No phone, no music, no distractions. It will feel uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is the sound of your brain learning to think for itself again. It also means curating your social circle. Diogenes didn't hate everyone. He just had no time for fools. He sought conversations that challenged him, that forced him to defend his ideas. Surround yourself with people who elevate your thinking, not those who drag you down into the swamp of groupthink. It's about quality, not quantity. One deep, honest conversation is worth 1,000 shallow ones. The goal isn't to become a hermit. It's to become a master of your own mind. To use socializing as a tool for growth, not as a default state of being that dulls your intellect. You have to reclaim your mental space. Protect it fiercely. It is your most valuable asset. Diogenes understood this. Now, so do you. What you do with this knowledge is up to you. You can continue as you are, caught in the web of social conformity, or you can start making small changes. Carve out 10 minutes of silence today. Have one conversation that goes beyond small talk. Question one belief that you hold simply because your friends do. The path to true intelligence is a rebellion against the noise, a rebellion against the crowd. It begins now. If this idea challenged you, made you think, or even made you angry, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your real thoughts, not the socially acceptable ones. Share this video with one person you know who isn't afraid to think differently. And subscribe for more ideas that question everything. Thanks for watching.